Hey everyone, this is a quick review of Dirt Rally VR. Um, this is not a review of Dirt Rally itself, so if you're trying to understand what Dirt Rally is about, have a look at the reviews online, there's a lot of them. I am just going to talk about Dirt Rally as somebody who's played Dirt Rally for a couple of months before, and now that it's out on PSVR and after playing it for a couple of days on the PlayStation VR, I want to talk about it and address some concerns that I had before buying it. Um, and I'm sure there's a lot of people talking about these concerns. So, purely my impressions of Dirt Rally VR going from PlayStation 4 to the PSVR. So, the first thing I want to talk about is that as of 4th of March, which is today, um, Dirt Rally VR is only out in regions 1 and 2 for the PlayStation Store, which is the Americas and the Europe and Australia. It's not out in the Asia region. I'm based in Singapore. So if you are watching this from one of the region 3 stores and you're planning to buy this, it's not out yet. So I had to buy the US version, the whole bundle, and there was a discount going on. So yeah, which is not there anymore. So that's something to keep in mind. So to quickly mention my setup, I'm using the standard launch PS4 on 500 GB. I used to play Dirt Rally VR on a 180p 24-inch monitor. Now, of course, I have the PSVR. I play it using the D300 RS wheel. I have the Ferrari Alcantara edition, which comes with the D3 PA pedals. I do not have a shifter, and I do not use the clutch. So I typically use the wheel with 900 degrees of rotation. So I loved Dirt Rally VR. I love Dirt Rally, and I tried Dirt Rally VR, and I had read some stuff online where people were talking about the fact that the handling of Dirt Rally VR is different from Dirt Rally. And I remember trying it out for the first time, and it felt a lot easier compared to Dirt Rally. And I thought maybe that is true, but I can assure you that's not true. So when you run Dirt Rally VR for the first time, what they do is if you go into your control settings, go into advanced, and you see your wheel settings, in your the wheel saturation, which is the steering saturation, that is set to 20% in VR. And why they do that is because when you're sitting in the cockpit and your wheel is in front of you and driver's hands are on the wheel, Dirt Rally's animations only allow for 90 degrees of wheel rotation in the game with the hands, all right? And when you play the game in VR, Codemasters wanted your experience to match what they're showing. So by default, the saturation is set at 20%. So even when my rotation is at 1000 plus degrees of rotation, right? It is still only 20% of it, which is about 270 degrees of rotation, if my math is right. So, so the trick is you just set the saturation to 100%, and on your wheel you can set your rotation manually. So I typically drive at 900 degrees, right? And what I did was I drove the same set of tracks with the exact same setting of the car, with the exact same settings of the wheel in VR and in normal PlayStation 4 version. And I can definitely tell you there is no difference. So anyone who says that there is a difference, no, there isn't. Codemasters themselves have come out and said that there is no difference, and you can take my word on that, that there is no difference. Of course, if you have something which challenges me, go ahead, add it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to have a look and get back with the second impressions video, if that is true. But I have a stream gameplay video on my channel where I play a same track alternating between VR and non-VR. And there are certain points in certain tracks, I think it was Wales, can't remember which one exactly, where when this there's this 90-degree square left that comes, right, and every time that comes, I somehow end up not paying attention to the co-driver, so I miss the braking point and I miss the turn, and that happened both the times in VR and without VR, and that alone is just an indicator that it is completely the same. Um, with the 20% degree of saturation of steering saturation, what ends up happening is the wheel is so sensitive, it is too powerful. So you just go a bit to the right, it goes flying out, and then you go to the left and it corrects very well because there is extreme correction. If you try that in 180 degrees of rotation, it's not going to work. And I tried it. I tried playing the same stages at different degrees of rotation. So there is definitely no difference in the handling in the VR version and the normal version. So now that that is out of the question, the next thing I'd like to talk about are the graphics. Now, obviously, Codemasters had to compromise a little bit on the graphics compared to the original Dirt Rally graphics to make it suitable for VR. But I'm happy to say that it is actually very, very close. I believe if you're on a PS4 Pro, it is definitely better than running the VR version on PS4 because they have the added effects on the rain. The environment has a little more detail purely because of the extra GPU power of the PS4 Pro. But the game is still phenomenal. It feels really good and really natural to just be able to look around in VR. The only visible difference that I found in the VR version and the PS4 version is the camera shake. So when you play a track, let's say you pick something out of Finland, right, where I can't remember the name of the track, where it's really fast and it doesn't have a lot of sharp turns. So you're going at like corners that are 6 or 5, and that track, when you play that on the normal PS4, there's a lot of camera shake. Every time your car jumps off a crest, there's a lot of camera shake. And obviously, in the VR version, they don't have that. Even if they do, it's very smartly implemented because I did not feel motion sick whatsoever. But I think because of the lack of camera shake, the car, you also feel a lot more stable in spite of the car jumping around. When you play the same track on the PS4, the car feels unstable because of the camera shake. So I think that's the only element of Dirt Rally VR which I'm not sure if that takes away, but it definitely makes you as a driver more confident, and the tracks feel a lot more approachable in VR. But besides that, there is no real difference. Everything handles exactly the same. I haven't had the chance to try out a co-driver mode. Maybe I'll get some of my friends to play that. But all in all, it's a brilliant game. The only reason I got the PlayStation VR was because I found out Dirt Rally is on VR. And I feel glad to have got it because it is amazing. It is amazing. I can't go back to playing Dirt Rally on a screen now. I tried that today after about an hour plus of playing it on VR, and it just doesn't match up. It looks prettier, but it just doesn't match up. So if you're on the fence about the PlayStation VR, or if you're on the fence about getting Dirt Rally, it's a worthwhile buy. Especially if VR is your thing, it's a worthwhile buy. If racing is your thing, it is amazing. It's going to change your sim racing experience forever.